Anyway, it is 7 o'clock. It is after hours with WriterSanctuary. It's a Monday. Yay. And my hair is a wreck. I haven't had a haircut yet. And this is my borderline mad scientist. It's been a long day look. Anyway, so today we're going to be actually talking about trying to find balance while writing in your busy lifestyle. It's something I'm still trying to manage myself. Of course, I'm busy the most. Anyway, we're going to give this a couple of minutes before we jump right in. Just in case we get some stragglers. Moseying by. Shadow is on my lap. Like in the back of my hand at the moment. Let's see, I'll figure out how to fix my 3D printer. What am I drinking? I am drinking cookies and cream moonshake. Yes, says I. So, how's it going, Diana? Yep, it's pretty good. Initially, it was bought for Sam, but Sam can't drink it, so I'm gonna. Oh, my God. Every time you sit on my lap. Good news, lost 1 pound last week, so I met my goal. Just 70 more to go. Hey, 1 pound's 1 pound. I think I found it. I had to restart my challenge because the points weren't working out right. So I had to mess around with it. I couldn't figure out what happened to it. So I must have screwed something up in the spreadsheet. So I fixed it, hopefully. So we're starting again today, even though today was a madhouse. So I sent you an Instagram with my updated address. Yes, I got it. And I even replied. So books should be here this week. Paperback should be here on Wednesday. Hardcover should be here on Friday. So I can get those sent out to some people. I should have ordered more, now that I think about it. Most of my books are being shipped out. So it's all good. Yeah. School starts tomorrow. Pretty jazzed about that. Got my new laptop all set up, ready to go. I guess we get a free subscription for Office 360 or 365 or whatever the fuck it is. I haven't used it. So, and my instructor for the creative writing workshop needs us to use OneNote, and I've never used it. So I don't know how the hell it works. So I opened it up and I'm looking at it. I'm like, yep, okay. I don't know what OneNote is. I'm guessing it's similar to Dropbox. So I don't know. I'll just cross my fingers. Yep, classes at the uni start tomorrow. Yep. Students finally came back from break. Yes, I start tomorrow too. I have my creative writing workshop, and then I'll be able to access the stuff for my anthropology class tomorrow. So good times. If you want to send me a picture of an all-male calendar, I'll take that too. I don't know if I know that many people to fill up a calendar. I guess that about grad school was the free mic. And yeah, I never use Microsoft. I hate Microsoft everything. So I don't know. I'm going to be lost here. Oh, I guess I can figure it out, I guess. Sam's here. I'm trying to figure out my life after grad school. Me too. OneNote is a note-taking app. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, and she said to like share it so they have like editing. So I guess you can share your notes, I guess. I don't know. I've never used it. I hate Microsoft. I've set up 2 computers in the last few days, and both of them with Windows 11. And my God, they are like really pushing their crap hard on it, you know? I don't give a shit about your 365. I don't give a shit about OneDrive. I don't give a shit about Edge. And I sure as hell don't give a shit about Copilot. Quit trying to make it work. I'm not going to use it. Is Michael going to do a swimsuit calendar? Fuck no. Jen says good morning. Jen was asleep for a while today. Google Docs can do the same thing. Yeah. I don't. I guess they use it because the school gets free Microsoft, I guess. I don't know. I think it's dumb, but when in Rome, I guess. I like that, Neo. We almost have a pet for each month. Something 12 months could be you. Add the pets for fun. I don't know about that. Okay, whoa, I'm missing shit here. Wait, Michael doing swimsuit calendar? No. Good morning, Jen. Google Docs does the same thing. I like that. One pet for each month. Got that. Neil wishes I would do a swimsuit calendar. Not gonna happen. So what is Neil talking about? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, a while ago, I had the idea of trying to create a calendar for charity and see if I can get 12 authors to do like a firefighter-esque calendar, do it for charity, but that fell through. So Sam gets it. Sam gets what? Oh, have a pet for each month. Damn near. I'm 2 short. 3 short. I got 9. Bunch of cats, a dog, and a lizard. Dragon. We're gonna get a couple more to have a pet for each month. No, no. No more. How about I'll do a swimsuit calendar featuring Shadow all 12 months in different bathing suits. Oh, a couple more pets, Diana. I have 9 at the moment because I collect them. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so how's everybody's Monday going? I asked Michael to send me a picture with an autographed book. I mentioned I would take that instead of a calendar. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to come up with something fun for crossing Colorado because I intend to do this one. This fitness challenge. In fact, I'm trying to think if there's any way I can do videos, especially if I use like Gling, which is the AI editing app. I can hate AI, but it can cut out the mistakes quicker than I can and process the video faster than my machine. So it might be worth $20 or $10 a month. It only renders up to 10 hours per month, but I've only got the one channel at the moment. If I include Crossing Colorado and do like weekly videos, then maybe it'd be worth it. I don't know, I would love to get more than just Writer Sanctuary monetized. I'd love to get more videos on Writer Sanctuary up. So we'll have to see. I'm more excited about the calendar now. Oh, I had it to Firewall. You were looking for merchandise ideas or fourth wall. Nobody wants to buy that. Actually, fourth wall has calendars on it, so I can do a calendar on fourth wall. I don't know. I think it'd be still kind of a fun idea, so I might, but we'll have to see how things go. Anywho, today we're going to be talking about trying to find balance in a busy lifestyle and how not to lose your shit when things don't work right. Simon's going to take me to find food, but I'll be listening to you, handsome. Well, thank you very much, Jen. Go find some food. Go forage. Yeah, because you had the nuggets didn't work. So we got gluten-free dino nuggets, but they're a little bit more orange and they taste kind of weird, I guess. They smell like the hot and spicy McChicken sandwich. I don't know if anybody's ever had one of those, but that's what it smells like when Annika nuked them. So yeah, I'm not sure what the hell happened with this batch of nuggets, but Dino buddies were very upset. A journal with pics on Kindle. Jen has something sweet if you can. Yeah, I bought Jen Caramello and something else. I can't remember. Was Caramello, and because there's very few things that she can have safely, and so we got to be careful about what kind of food she can eat. Otherwise, she'll be yakking all night. So, caramel is one of her top choices when we go to the store, though. But yeah, she's having a rest day, so enjoy. Have all the carbs. Yeah, let's get this nightmare on the road. So, trying to balance your writing with your lifestyle. First is to not stress out when things don't go your way. This is a hard one for me sometimes because I have a lot of reasons why I need to get some things going, like the blog, the YouTube channel. I would love to sell more books. Get some merch up on the fourth wall store. But you can't, like, when things don't happen like you planned, it gets really stressful because you get this in the back of your mind that you have a deadline for certain things. And when life interrupts that, it kind of just fucks up your chi just a bit. What I've been doing to not get so involved in that mindset is try to view it as my week, my work week as a whole instead of just per day. So instead of trying to focus on making sure I have to get this done today, there's technically only two things I absolutely have to do today, and there are three things actually, rather. One is make sure my client work is done so they can continue to pay the mortgage. Two, my schoolwork because classes started and I wanted to read just to make sure that I'm not behind starting Thursday. I guess we have like 47 pages to read this week. Like, God, I wish I was a teenager that had absolutely nothing to do but read. And take care of Jen because I'm a home health care provider. So those are the only three things that absolutely have to be done. Everything else is, I wouldn't say it's a hobby, but it's more of, because I get paid from the blogs, I get paid from YouTube. Not a lot. I think I made like $1 something yesterday. Woo. So those would be nice to get to a certain point because I think I still feel that if I can get those rolling, then I can quit freelancing altogether and go to school full time. But I try not to stress out when I can't get those. Like today was a very stressful day no matter what. I had American Furniture Warehouse screw things up, and then when I went to go deal with that, I took the wrong road and wound up at Furniture Row Warehouse instead, and I was pretty pissed because by then there was no way I was going to make it back in time to take Jen to her blood appointment. So that was kind of a fucked up 20 minutes. But yeah, it's just been a rough day all around. But I don't stress too much about the stuff I didn't get to because I can always do those on the weekend or during after hours or early in the morning if I get up, or maybe I won't have to use all of my blocks of time for school this week. So, point being is that when things go south, try not to stress about it, especially if it's nothing that is that important. Because, like I said, sure, it'd be cool for the blogs, the YouTube channel to bring in some cash, but in reality, there's only three things I absolutely need to do every day. So Um, yeah, it helps. Like, when I started thinking of it that way, I was far less stressed. I'm far less angry at people. Well, today is an exception because it was just fucked up all around, but yeah, it's a different mindset, and I try not to stress about it. So, let's see where we at. You have to find gluten-free oatmeal because they use the same harvesting machines as wheat to save farmers money. Yeah, Sam Kroger claims they have gluten-free oatmeal. Well, very sticky, which is a bummer because I love oatmeal. Yep. And she also has gastroparesis, so we have to also be careful as to what kind of things she could eat. Let's see. Hey, Michael, is there still something I want to talk about? Can we please chat on Discord after this? We can just message. Maybe. I've got a lot. I got a lot of reading to do for school. I'm just. I mean, if I can try. I can't promise anything, but if it pops up, I'll reply as I try to manage everything. So, it's just been kind of a busy couple of months. Oh, anyway, second is a very important thing that Jen would get behind. Prioritize yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. Yeah, Jesus. Try that again. You can't pour from an empty cup. I promise I haven't been drinking that much. I kind of tripped all over that one. But prioritizing yourself is necessary because if you're not in the right headspace, no matter what you're trying to do, you're going to fail. And that's including if you have kids. That was one big thing that I used to not necessarily argue, but bring up to my brother when he was raising his daughter. Is that, yeah, it's good to like sacrifice your time for your child. Everybody should. Children are valuable and exceptionally important. But if you don't take time for yourself to dial that back, you're going to snap. And who feels that when you snap? Everybody around you. So it is vastly important that you take care of your own needs first. It's not, what's the word? It's not selfish to think of it that way. Now, if you're there is a way you can go too far, and that would be selfish, but making sure that your needs are met before you can help everybody else keeps you in the game. Otherwise, you will snap, and then you have an instance where you take a semi-automatic into a mail shop. What do they sort mail? Postal. God. I am sucking ass today. All right. I'm this close to saying fuck it. Anyway, yeah. Well, like Neo says, taking time for yourself shows others, not just kids, how to balance things. Exactly. I want of that drink. I'm telling you, I'm not liquored up. It's just I'm having a bad day. But no, you're absolutely correct. Because if there's anything wrong in your world, everybody's gonna know it. It will influence everything you say. It will influence all of your decisions. You can go snap and go out for a pack of Newports and never come back. So, prioritizing yourself is top priority. Well, I would say priority after your job, because if you don't have money coming in, you can't pay your bills and you're homeless anyway. So that would be kind of prioritizing yourself, is make sure your job's done. But after that, doing things to recharge your battery, gain some more zen, to take a breath, relax, just kind of room. And I'm not just talking about scrolling on social media. No, no, no. Get away from the. Well, we did this a couple of years ago. Get away from technology and just find a moment of zen, um, or work on something that you love, like art, reading. There's all kinds of ways that you can recharge yourself. But make sure you do all that before you even start writing, because if you're stressed out and you're too tense, it will be reflected in your writing. It will influence the word choices you use. It will vastly change how many mistakes you make throughout the piece. I used to do this for when I was writing for Text Broker. The days where I was more stressed out and crashing were days I would get revision requests back from clients, or I would miss all kinds of grammatical problems, or the sentences didn't really quite make sense. So, yeah, it will influence everything. So make sure you take time for yourself. I think a lot of it's Monday. Yeah, I think a lot of people are taking time with themselves and aren't apologetic about. No, nowadays a lot of people are more inclined to take time for themselves. Also, a lot more people are understanding of that and encouraging it. Yeah, it's far more prominent than it was about 20 years ago. I'm Gen X, and so we never dealt with that. You would just push through no matter what. Blood gushing out of your forehead, doesn't matter. But yeah, nowadays it's we got all kinds of people that are more more understanding of that kind of stuff, and so it's far more prominent. So, hey, Jenny is here. The house is finally quiet. Put the TV fireplace on, and now time to work on my book blurb. I love nighttime. So peaceful. I yeah. Lucky you. Yes, for self care, I took a 2-hour nap today and feel so much better because of it. There you go. I can't stand naps. Naps drive me nuts. I get like all kinds of angry and shit. So naps are a no go for me. I get very cranky. You have to take time to walk away from a piece so it doesn't reflect your work, but also have to be mindful of deadlines. Yeah, you got to find balance in it. You don't want to take like too much time off, but being able to work some shit out before you come back to it, absolutely. I'm Gen X too, so I understand. Yep, same here. Michael. Naps mess me up my sleep schedule. See, I'm not the only one that can't stand naps. That's all good. If y'all can do naps, that's great. Unfortunately, I can't. I can't have coffee, so naps will do. Oh, well. I can have coffee. Fueled by caffeine. I always felt like crap after I took them. I do too. I get groggy and cranky, and it's just bad juju for everybody. Yeah, definitely need it. Generally, for me, relaxation is in the bathtub. I don't have a bathtub anymore. I have a standing shower. I miss my jacuzzi tub from Westminster. Anywho, something else I want to bring up to find balance. Sometimes sacrifices might have to be made if you truly want to put time into write. That means sacrificing time you spend watching videos or doom scrolling on social media. But if you want to truly write a book or be a writer of any kind, really, you need to make time for that. And sometimes that means making sacrifices of stuff that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I'm trying to think of things I've sacrificed recently, but my life is so busy that I can't. Oh, well, social media is a big one. I said as soon as I stop doom scrolling, I am far less stressed and far more productive. Unfortunately, I still have to take the animals out to go potty every hour, almost on the hour, and I'm out there for way too long waiting for them to finish. So it is what it is. Let's see. Can't live. Can't have. Michael can't have life without coffee. No, absolutely. Personally, I like hot tubs. Oh yeah, hot tubs would be awesome. Not sacrifice, but selective investment. Um, it depends. Like doom scrolling is not an investment. Um, that is just burning time with people that you'll never meet in real life, or reading what kind of chaos is going on now. And the world is a dumpster fire, and I found that limiting my exposure to it has been very beneficial. Well, one week, a few weeks ago, I wound up burning 8 hours doom scrolling throughout the entire week. I know this because I keep track of everything on a spreadsheet, and because I'm a dork. So, but once I stopped doom scrolling, I reclaimed that 8 hours and was a hell of a lot less stressed. So, but selective investments, yeah, there's some things that you'd want to keep around, but there's a lot of things that you probably don't need. Like, for instance, do you really need to watch another episode of a show that's on Hulu that you've watched 9 times already? Or would you rather write? So, glad you agree, Michael. No, maybe we could see you in one. Nope. Needs more fan service. No, I'm not getting in a hot tub in WriterSanctuary. That might be a Crossing Colorado thing. Oh, yeah, because one of the things we were talking about was filling up Banana Bread's pool. Anywho, sometimes, yeah, sometimes you have to sacrifice things to get to where you want it. And sometimes those sacrifices are life-changing. They're massive things that you have to either get rid of or set aside. It really depends on what you want most. You want it, but do you want it bad enough to do something about it? That's what it really boils down to. I'll ask Michael from CC. Maybe he'll be more cooperative. Well, maybe. We shall see. Alrighty. What else we got here? Any amount of time that you can scroll away in the day is better than nothing at all. So even a 25-minute writing sprint is better than not doing one. Even if you can only get 10 minutes aside to work on a scene, why not? Your kid finally goes down for a nap, bust out the laptop. Everybody's in sleep for the night, like Jenny's here. Start working on your book. Eke out that time any way you can, even if it's only 5 to 10 minutes at a time. 10 minutes adds up more than 0 minutes. Absolutely, Neo. If you only get 10 minutes here or there 5 or 6 times throughout the entire day, that's an hour's worth of writing. For me, that is a quarter of a chapter, a third of a chapter, actually, depending on how long the chapters are. But I, on average, write about 1,100 words. So, in an hour. So, 10 minutes for me is a couple of paragraphs anyway. So, anytime you can set aside. Instead of busting out your phone and scrolling through TikTok, spend that time writing something. Because it adds up throughout the day. I try to set aside huge blocks of time. Doesn't always work that way because my life is chaotic as shit. But I'm still within striking distance of hitting 1 million words written this year. So it's worth setting aside those chunks of time. At least for me, it is. Not everybody's going to be as dedicated as I am to writing, and that's fine. Everybody has their own pace at which they'll write. Everybody has their own goals. I have a lot of books that I want to write, a ton of ideas. I just need to sit down and do them. Well, I need to Need to get some more time to do them, but yeah, 25 minutes at a time, that works. Almost been at my job for 1 year now. Awesome. I've been at mine for 9. Yeah, I've been in mine for 9 years. But that's a bitch for another day. Anyway, well, this is something I broke down, but I kind of already glossed it. Is writing more important than social media? Um, Scrolling through, looking at cat memes. I mean, there's some uses of social media that are kind of cool. I like to keep in touch with my the writing people that I know, but most of my feed has been nothing but politics and the crap that's going on, and it's just what the fuck happened. So instead of doing the for you um, feed, I try to stick to the people that I follow feed. Almost every social app does it. Facebook does it. YouTube, Threads. I think Twitter does, but I stopped giving a shit about Twitter a long time ago. But yeah, it's a great way to get out of the mire of chaos that's in the world and just check out what the people that you follow are posting. Sometimes the people that you're following are posting the same crap, so you can't get away from it altogether. But anyway, my point is that you don't necessarily need to spend time on social media if you'd rather write. So even if your plans don't follow through like you would like, it's better than having no plans. True. That's a good point, Neil. You will miss 100% of the shots you do not take. So sometimes you make them, sometimes you don't. But as long as you're trying, that's all that matters in the end. That's a bitch for another day. Well, it is. Maybe I'll have to put that on a coffee cup. No, I'm going to. Why not? That's a bitch for another day. But anyway, I never really liked social media to begin with. So I dread using TikTok. Now I'm going to use TikTok, but I think I'm going to post I started working on messing around with vidIQ's ability to clip out segments of interviews that I have with authors. I'm going to post those on TikTok and just let them go. Not even really going to put much effort into it. So I might be doing those for shorts as well on YouTube. But yeah, I'd rather write than mess around on Facebook and on Threads or social media. I don't see how a lot of these authors I know have all this time on their hands to constantly post on social media. I mean, it's insane. Like, fuck, I wish I had that much time. I barely have time to shit, let alone post something on social media. Well, you can kill two birds with one stone, I guess. Posting from the toilet. Still, I'd rather write, which is why I'm not very active on social media. I even when I tried using Buffer, I was scheduling 5 posts a day for a year, and it didn't result in dick. So like, we're not paying $300 for this again. So it was yeah. Social media is a bust. Most of it, I can't remember if I published it yet or if I'm writing it or what. Everything's rolled into one big beating now. I did some research, and a big chunk of people that are on social media aren't actually people; they're bots. It's those bot farms for social media. And then you have Meta, who's pushing the AI generated profiles to engage you. No, the world is doomed. But anyway, I'm not a big fan of social media. I'll still reply to people if they send me a post or a comment or something, but For the most part, when you see me posting on social media, it's automated. It's coming directly from the blog or from Buffer, because I use the free version of Buffer at least. It lets me use 3 different social medias, and I can schedule up to 10 apiece for future dates. So I'll do that, but yeah, not a fan. I'd rather be writing. That'd be perfect for your classes. I barely have time to shit, let alone post on social media. Well, it's true. What else we got? Oh, here's a good one. How much time do you actually waste throughout the week? I'm not just talking about social media. A lot of people waste all kinds of time, whether it be, let's set aside social media. What about streaming services? Or, what's another good waste? I can't think of any. I had a good point when I wrote this bullet point down, but I lost it. Since I do record everything I do throughout the week on a spreadsheet, I know exactly. I can tell you to the minute how much time I spend on every project that I work on, and that's how I know that, or how I knew that I wasted 8 hours that week. And there's a lot of times where I get sucked into the weird rabbit holes of YouTube, or there's times, like I notice this, and I've been trying to curtail it. There's times where I'll burn about a half hour in the morning scrolling YouTube, not watching anything, just scrolling to see what's there. Is that dumb or what? So I caught myself doing it the other day. I'm like, I just spent 45 minutes scrolling and I didn't watch a damn thing. So, you know, there's a waste of time. 45 minutes, that's almost 1,000 words for me. So there's all kinds of things that we do that burn time throughout the day. I'm trying to think. I think those are the ones I do personally. So yeah, that's what I got to the point where when I take the dogs out, or tuck the dog and cats out, I leave my phone at my desk, so I don't get messages or phone calls, or I don't get tempted to doom scroll or anything. It's my phone is out, I'm away. So, but anyway, yeah, there's all kinds of ways we burn time. Let's see. Encourage students to post while they're on the toilet. Well, yeah, I guess that'd be time saver. Doom scrolling on the shitter. Good place for it, I guess. Games, even if they relieve stress. See, that's when I was trying to not necessarily avoid, but trying to skirt a bit, because I use gaming as a way to as a therapeutic tool. It's part of finding a way to deflate. And there's times where I don't get to play any games for days on end. And however, I do know that gaming can be quite addicting, and you can chew a lot of time up. There was one time we chewed up an entire weekend playing Sims when it first came out back in the day. And instead of packing a house, we played Sims. So, yeah, I can see how gaming can be a waste, even though it relieves stress. So you gotta, when it comes to gaming, you gotta do it in moderation. You don't want to burn away an entire day playing Fallout 4. But set a timer up, play for an hour, and then get back to it. So it balance. But yeah, I can't say I'm a gamer anymore because I hardly ever get a chance to play anything. So, and when I do, I wind up melting an entire day on a Saturday. So, yeah, exactly. Games in moderation. Yeah, everything in moderation if you think about it. You can even do social media in moderation. The problem with that, though, is that social media gets so addicting that you can just start doom scrolling for hours on end and don't even realize what time it is. YouTube Shorts, it's the same way. Like I'll maybe glance at one or two, and the next thing I know, I've burned up 30 minutes just scrolling through shorts. And so that kind of stuff you got to be careful about because it's designed to be addicting. And so um, you got to keep your head on swivel on that. But yeah, it's you just got to find those things that you waste throughout the week, things that you feel are a waste, rather. Um, like I said, the only ones I can think of is doom scrolling and YouTube. Like, yes, I try to make money on YouTube, but you don't need to spend 4 hours a day on YouTube. So I tried not to do that anymore. I try to schedule everything that I want to watch after hours. That way, it's my free time. So if I want to burn 4 hours watching YouTube on my free time, that's fine. But I have to make sure everything else is done first. So I tried that, and it's not doing too bad so far. There's a lot of things I tried to adjust for this year, and doom scrolling and burning time on YouTube, and there was one more. I'm gonna have to look back. I can't remember exactly. I've just been so busy that I haven't had a chance to do shit. That's the key to it all. Get yourself so busy that you don't even think about wasting time because you have no time to waste. No, you don't want to burn yourself out. Did YouTube block my last comment? Being on the toilet is a time to connect intimately with my body. I don't want to do anything else. That is just weird. Okay. Most people do that in the shower, but if you want to do it on the toilet, I guess that's up to you. Sorry. It's the way you worded it. So, anywho, before this goes completely off the rails. But yeah, try to be mindful of the time you waste. And sometimes it's difficult because you don't really think of it as a waste of time until you realize how long you actually put into doing it. But the time wasters could be spent writing your book, could be spent writing a blog post, could be spent doing poetry for yourself. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, find balance by trying to eliminate the waste. Now, you don't have to eliminate all of the waste because sometimes you have to waste time in order to feel good about yourself, and that's fine. That's good. But at that point, it's not necessarily called a waste. If you're using that, if you find relaxation on TikTok and you're able to keep it to 15 to 20 minutes just to breathe, then that's up to you. I would prefer walking away from technology altogether if possible, because we did that experiment a couple of years ago and I felt great. So I'm half tempted to do that again. Chris does it on a regular basis. So yeah, in moderation. I'm writing poetry for myself. How do I love myself? Let me count the ways. There's a lot of people that do. I know lots of people who have wrote poetry on their computers and will never show the world or publish it. They write it because they love it. They love to do it. Back in the day when I was first learning how to write for Textbroker, I would write fake reviews for products for myself for practice. No one will ever see them. I don't even know where they're at. So can't show you if I wanted to. But I wrote a lot of them because I wanted to practice. I wanted to get better. And you can write stuff that no one will ever see just because you want to write it. That is the signature of a real writer. You're going to write whether people read it or not. So, yeah, take time to write for yourself. You don't have to publish it on Wattpad. You don't have to publish it on Amazon. You don't have to do anything with it. Just write it, save it, delete it if you want. I would suggest not deleting it because then you can always go back and see how far you've grown. But, yeah. I have a question. I may have asked this before. Okay. Is it related to writing? Um, so yeah, I could find it now where that computer is. Um, it was when I first started, yeah, when I first started writing, that computer should still be in, let's see, that was my birthday computer, right? That computer should still be in storage. Really bitching computers that everybody got me for my birthday. It was one of the computers I built for the Out of Computer Center back in the day, and God, she was beautiful. Then the cats pissed on it. It's not as beautiful as anymore, but I think we still have it, so I could probably find all those old files. I'm still self-conscious about how I left my original writing job to be a full-time grad student. Thankfully, I got another great writing job. Yep. But now I have almost a 2-year gap where I was just a student and wasn't working. Do you think this looks bad? Um, Not necessarily. Nowadays, like 20 years ago, yeah. Nowadays, though, it's almost a given. People expect gaps. People did gig jobs like Uber and shit like that. Um, if I was a hiring manager, I would ask about the gap, but I wouldn't hold it against them because shit happens, especially during nowadays with COVID and all that other good junk. So, probably, if you were a student, I would, during that 2 years, then I would actually hold you in more a favorable position because you were getting an education in what you wanted to do. And hopefully that was related to the job that you were applying for. So, no, they wouldn't look bad to me at all. Um, I would definitely, it'd pique my interest on what degree you worked on and how you did in school those 2 years. So, and look at mine. I quit. I haven't had a traditional job since 2013. So there's a big ass gap there. I can say that I'm a freelance writer. Most of it was ghostwriting, so I can't even point to where anything anybody would know. And so, yeah, mine's a bigger gap. It's 13 years. 14? 2012 is when I started. I quit. Okay, so 13 because I quit in 2013. Yep. I had school district making $8.40 an hour by the time I quit. Woo. Ah. Let's see, use your work from class for samples if you need to. Yeah. That's like I want to figure out how to use the portfolio thing for CU because my final essay that I wrote for English Comp last semester is fucking brilliant. So I would love to show it to you. I guess I can just publish it on the blog. It's mine. But I think there's a way to have a public facing portfolio on CU. So, like the short stories I'll be writing for the creative writing workshop, I just need to figure that out. So, well, it wasn't a gap; it was full time student, so it's not like I was doing. Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant, Diana. Sorry. Um, it wouldn't look bad because it was you were a student. So, your classes shows varieties in your fields. Yeah. A former job coach here. Your school dates should be in your resume along with your job experience and dates at work. So it looks good. Yes. As long as there's an even flow, then you're good to go. No worries. Took a poetry class, screenwriting class, women's studies, and an African American studies class in writing. Sweet. That's the, well, I'm not going to do the poetry one, which is why I picked the creative writing one instead, which I'm going to have to do poetry anyway. But screenwriting is definitely on there on my list of shit I want to do, and like there's a long list of stuff I'm looking forward to going into. So So I regret leaving my original job. Don't. Your original job sucked ass. They treated you like shit. Don't feel bad for that. I could have had 2 extra years of work experience. I feel like I just didn't think things were through. No, no. No, no, no. Your original job sucked. They treated you like crap. So, no. Don't feel bad for that. They were jerks, for lack of a better term. I can't use the C word. So, anywho, something else to keep in mind is learning to write better is always a worthy endeavor. Whether you're going to a university, taking a master class, or even if you just spend time learning how to write in Google, it's all worthwhile. I built a career out of Googling everything I possibly could about AP style English and SEO. And if I wasn't writing content for clients on TextBroker, I was learning how to write better and then practicing. And which is why I had all those stories and stuff on my computer. And then I started blogging. And so that was all practice for me. But yeah, if I wasn't writing for clients, I took to Google and I researched the shit out of everything. Needless to say, I found that taking actual educational courses are far superior than trying to figure out how to Google everything because you'll come across stuff in college or in a master class that you would have never thought to Google. And so, but Googling is still a good place to start, especially if you have no money. And I built a career on it. So that is never a waste of time. Any time you spend learning your trade, building those skills, practicing is time well spent. Even if you're not making any money at it, it's not a waste. Never think education is a waste in any capacity. I'm a very big proponent for education and critical thinking skills, which so many people lack nowadays. But point being is that you can always take to Google. You can always get a master class. I plan on doing some courses this year. In fact, I'm going to be researching how to do some of those this week, God willing. And yeah, so never ever think that education, especially if it pertains to writing or whatever you want to do, is ever a waste of time. Even if you're watching YouTube videos, which I did, watching YouTube videos about what you should do to write better, how to blog, how to do SEO, whatever it is you want to go into. Sites like YouTube and TikTok can be helpful as long as you stick to what you're there for. It'll be easy to get sucked into weird ass rabbit holes and watch random shit on YouTube. But if you can focus yourself and make sure that you're only watching the videos that pertain to what you're trying to learn, that's a benefit, especially if you learn something from it. So those kind of instances, always worth your time. Let's see. Oops. I remember it's whoa. Okay. I think I missed a few things here. Jen, what do I have? I still regret the original job. Okay. More miserable if you stay with those kind. Neo beat me. Well, Neo could say it. I remember that. I guess you really do care about. Yeah, I care about all my people. I remember everything of everybody who's ever been on this show. Well, I try to anyway. In fact, yeah, won't get into it. But yeah, I try to remember all my regulars. You guys mean a lot to me. So you're the reason why this channel exists. So yeah, I try to remember all the good things for you guys. So, but yeah, that last job sucked. Neo has the power of swear words. Yep, Neo does. It comes with the power of being an admin or a moderator. I have the power. Whatever you don't know, like Michael said, study and practice outside of school. Yep. Yes. Yeah. Always. I am always in a state of learning, whether it's through someone's blog post. I read a lot of research papers. Like with Crossing Colorado, the vast majority of stuff I link to are scientific papers that have been peer reviewed. And so I'm all about actual information. So, yeah. I don't think education is a waste. I hold the same view as you. Yeah. I'm glad to know you. Well, thank you very much, Diana. I'm glad to know you too. All of my regulars are awesome. You guys are just the shit. So, the shiznit. Anywho, learning to write is always a worthwhile endeavor. And look at that. I had enough things and we had enough interaction to go the whole hour. And I got all of my points except for the last one, which is eke out those minutes any way you can. Whether it's 5 minutes on the shitter typing with your phone in your hand with your thumbs, which I can't see how people can do. But if it works for you, great. Any way you can squeeze out that time to write better, that's what matters. I'm not sure what the emojis are for, Jenny, but okay. Shit, love, laughy. Any more points you care to share, Michael? Yeah. Trying to, probably one of the most important is don't overload your plate. Oh, I made back in the day, when I first started writing, when I first got picked up by Green Geeks, and I had the 3 blogs, I wrote so much. I was able to handle all 3 blogs and Green Geeks with no problem at all. I was done working by 10 o'clock in the morning. I only had to write that back a long time ago. I only had to write the 1 tutorial, and that was it. And then I added YouTube, and then I added another YouTube, and then I added a podcast, and then I added books, and I added another client. It just kept getting bigger and bigger. Problem is that now I got so much crap on my plate that not everything gets the whole Monty. So that's one of the things I was talking about with sacrifice. I'm gonna have to reel back on some shit so the other stuff succeeds. I would love to do everything, but there is no physical way because there's not that much time in the universe. Think of this. Here's a good one. I am a part-time freelance writer. I'm a part-time home health care provider. I'm a part-time content creator. I'm a part-time author, part-time student. That's 5 parts right off the bat. That's not including having to take care of all the animals, the kids, and everybody else that's under my house. And so my time is a premium. And I tried cramming all of those parts into 44 hours a week. 40 hours a week at first. No fucking way. It's just physically impossible. And no matter how hard I try to drill in my head that I can do it, I can't. It's not that I suck. It's not that I'm wasting time, or it's not that I can't handle it because I'm getting too old or something. It's physically impossible. That's having 2.5 full-time jobs every day. And then, yes, being a full-time father. So, full-time healthcare provider, only get paid part-time. That's the truth. And so there's just, as soon as I put that into words into Substack last week, that's when it dawned on me. I'm like, holy shit, there's no fucking way I can get all this done. No way. I might be able to hire some help. I might be able to use Gling to cut some time off making videos. I could probably automate some of the things that I do, but I'm just not going to be able to do everything I want. It's not going to happen. I can't bend the laws of physics. I could try, but I'm not Einstein. So, some things have to be put on the back burner. Some things have to be sacrificed. Some things have to be reeled back on, and I realize that. And that's part of balancing, is overloading the shit out of yourself to the point of driving a car through a Walmart. Oh, you gotta find you don't want to get to your breaking point. No, it's 8 o'clock. Let's see. Let me catch up on comments here. Mike, you might be behind, but you're an excellent father and home health provider. We appreciate you. Thank you very much, Jen. I know. I do stress out about things sometimes, and I try not to now. And yeah, like I said, it's once I put that down, and it like blew my mind that I thought I could put all that inside of a 40-hour work week. No, I don't think I could put it all into an 80-hour work week. And after doing 100-hour weeks when I ran the computer center, I promised I would never do that again because that was 4 years straight with no vacations or breaks. And so, yeah, overloading yourself is a possibility. You got to be careful of that, especially if it's stuff you think you can do and you're trying hard not to fail at it. And when things don't work out, you think you failed, but did you really? Because, like I said, you can't bend the space-time continuum. So, full-time human, good job, Diana. Jenny says, life is like juggling balls. Some of the balls are rubber, and it's okay to drop them when it feels like it's too much to juggle them all. Exactly. Other ones are glass and can't be dropped. Yeah, well, it's like at the very beginning when I was like, there are technically only 3 things I need to do throughout the day that are absolutes. And that's my client work, because they're the ones who pay the mortgage. I'm a home health care provider, so obviously that has to be done. And what was the other? Oh, going to school, because I'm paying a lot of money to a university to go to school. Those are the only 3 things that I absolutely have to do throughout the day. Everything else would be nice. I mean, I would love to make enough money on YouTube where I can go full time. Go to school full time. I would love to make enough money on the blogs to where I can quit freelancing altogether, but I can't. So I just got to make do with what I got and keep going. Oh, and Jennifer gave me $2. Well, thank you very much for the $2, Jennifer. You don't need. I don't know why you do that. Knowing which is which means the difference between having a fairly peaceful life and one that never feels quite satisfying or overwhelming. Exactly. That is a good point, Jenny. Let's see. Yeah, I know it's hard work. Yep. Yeah, it is. Still a superhero. I try. I come up with it in my 20s. Neo Soul Writer. Even better. Yeah, I've been going by. Let's see. I've had Archangel for a long time. The Archangel Michael. Holy shit! Yeah, when I was in my 20s. So, anyway, I guess we can go ahead and look at the cards now. Last week's daily affirmation was, there are no. I wish I would have wrote this in the community tab. I completely forgot. I apologize. I am so sorry. But this was a bitching card. I wish I would have got it up. There are no shortcuts to becoming a stronger writer. The only way is through practicing the craft. Fuck AI. Today I will give it my all, and tomorrow and the day after. That's how I feel every fucking day. It was such a good card. Okay, this week's daily affirmation. Put them both up this week. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea, Neil. I'm going to do that because that was a good one. Okay, this week's daily affirmation is, oh, we only have 3 left. Whoosh. Maybe we should start doing the would you rathers or pick your poisons, like an author interview. Some of those are pretty bad. Anyway, excuse me. This week's daily affirmation is, my passion and intensity intertwines with my words. As it is consumed by my readers, it energizes and empowers them. Again, my passion and intensity intertwines with my words. As it is consumed by my readers, it energizes and empowers them. So I will put those both up. If I remember, I'll do them tonight. Just have them scheduled to post tomorrow morning. Alrighty. I think that's about it for today. Hopefully I helped anybody discuss about balancing. I tried. Jen has a really good idea, but she was passed out, so I told her to text it to me. It was kind of similar to what we did a show last year about the drawbacks to being an author, something like that. I can't remember exactly because I scrolled through it, but Jen has a great idea, so I'm going to get details from her. We'll do that next week. So you should write your own inspirational cards, but infuse them with your crass sense of humor. I could. But a lot of stuff is shot from the hip, so I don't even remember half the crap I say. Yes, you helped, Michael. Well, thank you very much, Neil. I'm glad it could. But I was trying to come up with a good topic, and I thought that was a good one. Jen's, I think, is way better, and so we'll get that all hammered out for next week. And I have a ton of emails to go through, so I'd love to get more authors on the show. So that's going to be a good one to go through. Good night, everyone. Good night, Jenny. Have a great evening. Yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always reach out to me on YouTube primarily, because I'm hardly ever on Facebook or Threads or Twitter. Like, I'm half tempted to dump Twitter. It's just turned into a dumpster fire, and there's really hasn't been productive for me. So, like, yeah, Elon fucked it up, and it's not coming back. So, however, I do have the contact form at WriterSanctuary.com. If you're an author and would like to have a live interview on the show, feel free to reach out and use the author contact form. I'm going to go through those this week and try getting everybody scheduled. It looks like I have quite a bit of interest. Hopefully they're still interested. A lot of these emails are quite old, and so I feel terrible about it. But I'd like to get everybody back on the every other week interview schedule. Yeah. Don't forget that Freelancer's Tale, Kingmaker, and Shadows of Atlantic City are available on Amazon right now. Link is in the description down below. And I will be working on setting up the rest of my Barnes & Noble account, so they'll be on Nook as well. And I'm kind of curious as to how their printed copies come out, or how that works. I've never had my Barnes & Noble account because my bank was screwed up on it. I got it fixed. I'd rather deal with Barnes & Noble anyway. Fuck Amazon. Anywho, that's it. Show your books in the background next to the typewriter pen holder. Yeah, I could. There we go. How's that? There we go. I know. You like put them somewhere. Ladder Shadows of Atlantic City. It's easily my best book yet, and I love the cover. It came out so well. It fell. Well, we'll figure it out next time, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But yeah, that's available on Amazon. Consistent promotion. Yeah. And anyway, have a good one, everybody. And Sam and I will be on Crossing Colorado tomorrow, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Hope to see you guys there. After this, I will message you on Discord. Okay, I'm gonna go take a break, but I'll try to get to it, Diana. I've got so many things going on right now, so I'll try. If not, I'll reply to you tomorrow morning before I go to school. So, have a good one, and I will see you next time.